Hello and welcome back to the Petal Talk podcast. I am your host, Allison Crowder, and today we have a special guest. We have a friend of the spa, another esthetician, Goralee. Hi, welcome to Petal Talk, where skincare meets soul care. Girl, give us a little bit about you. Share a little bit about who you are, what you do. Give us an intro.
Sure. My name is Nicole McCain. I'm a nurse practitioner. I am the owner of Renew Me Med Spa in Lake Mary, and I do aesthetics. So it's really fun. I do Botox, fillers, microneedling, lasers, all things skin, anti-aging, and wellness. Yeah.
Right here in downtown Lake Mary, a sister, and we love having you here, and a lot of our guests see you and see us, and I think it's cool that we're able to, work on the same types of people and be in the same industry. And it's just so fun. And I always say to the girls, this industry is so big and there's room for everyone. And It's been so fun having you as like an ally. That might sound like a little drama, but even when we talked about, even just a couple minutes ago, other people in this industry, I just love the connection that it brings, and you're a doll, and we always talk about you and are like, did you see what she posted? Did you see what she did this? And I'm excited to learn more about you. I'm excited to learn more about your story. And thank you for being here today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
How are you feeling? You feeling good?
Yeah, I
good.
feel great.
Yeah. Good.
Energized.
Good. Okay, so let's start it all the way from the beginning. So you are a nurse in addition to an esthetician, correct? You have like multiple licensures, or what does that kind of look like?
I'm only a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was a nurse first. So I had a 4-year degree, and then I went back for 2 more years and became a nurse practitioner.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. So when you were young, did you always want to be in the medical field?
No, I didn't know what I wanted. I think I wanted to be a flight attendant.
Okay.
And then I didn't like flying, so we X'd that. And then actually my mom, when I graduated high school, she went back to school and became a nurse. Oh. And so I was like, my mom's going to be a nurse.
Right.
I should be a nurse too.
Yeah.
So we actually went to school together, separate schools.
Wait, that's so cute.
Yeah. And we graduated at the same time. So she was at Seminoles Community College.
Okay.
It's called Seminole State now, but Seminole Community College at the time. And
so you're born and raised here? Mm-hmm. That's so wild.
Yeah, in Oviedo.
Oh, that's crazy. So you've literally been here your whole life?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Mm-hmm. Okay, amazing. Did you always want to be in serving people? Because even being a flight attendant is kind of service driven.
Yeah.
Or did you have a reason for either of those?
I just wanted to help people.
Yeah.
I think I just have that kind of heart, and I've always, helped others, even growing up and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest, but I've always enjoyed helping people. So it's a good connection. Yeah. I didn't know I was going to do aesthetics though.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you're in nursing school. How was nursing school? Was it as hard as it makes it seem? I watched Grey's Anatomy. Okay, so I know what a GSW to the chest is. Okay, tell me what school was like.
It was extremely difficult. A lot of people did not work while you were in school. Yeah. You're balancing, work life, home life, classes every day, clinicals on top of that. It was not fun. I would not want to go back, but
and you did that right after high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I graduated from Oviedo High School, and I went to UCF.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then why? Okay, so you're at the time, were you I want to work with babies, I want to work in trauma, what did that look like?
Yeah, I think everyone wants to work with babies in school,
right.
or kids, and that's definitely what I said as well.
Yeah.
And then when I got out, I was like, oh, this is kind
I could see you doing that. I could see you being a neonatal, NICU nurse or something.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
And then I got out, and I didn't get a job in the NICU, which is fine, but I did get a job in pediatrics. And I was like, no, this isn't my jam. So
because why?
It's just a lot different, Sure. So you're learning all the things about the adults, and then the kids are just everything's different. Yeah. And it's really sad to, seeing those kids sick and hurt.
Yes.
And there's a lot of family dynamics.
A lot of emotions.
Too. Mm-hmm. And not always the best situations for the kids too. Yeah. And that's really hard to see. So then I just focused on adults.
I can imagine. And not only is it challenging taking care of the child, but then you have the parents on top of it, and they're very protective of their babies, obviously. Yeah. And I can imagine it's instead of having one patient, you have like 6.
Yes.
Because you have both parents and grandparents and sibling and sister. Yeah.
That's exactly true.
I can imagine. Okay. So after that, when did aesthetics kind of come to be? Or were you always interested in skin?
I was always interested in like makeup, hair, fashion, things like that.
Yes, me too.
It's actually a funny story because I didn't even know aesthetics like this existed as a role of a nurse or nurse practitioner. Somebody posted, a guy I went to high school with, his name is Jordan. He posted about his wife becoming a nurse and then a nurse practitioner, and she was doing Botox. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I can go back to school for 2 more years and do that and own my own business and make my own schedule. So I was like, yes, sign me up. I immediately started researching schools and found a couple that were local. And then I got my best friend in on it because
as one does.
She was a nurse with me, and I was like, girl, look at this.
Yes.
Come back to school with me. And so we did. We went to school together.
Okay, how old are you at this time?
Oh gosh. I had already been a nurse for like 7 years.
Okay.
So I was probably, I think I was 30.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I had been.
I love that though. Like it doesn't, you don't have to know what you want to do when you're 21. And I think that's always a conversation we have with the girls. And I worked in beauty education for a long time. And these girls would come back to school to go to beauty school when they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. And it just doesn't matter. Like you can go back to school and start something new whenever you want. I love that.
I thought I was going to go back to school.
Yeah.
When I graduated, I'm like, I'm done with school. I've been in school for 16 years.
Yes.
I'm done.
Yes.
But I was a nurse for 9 years and I got kind of tired of that. I turned 30 and I was like, okay, what am I doing with my life? That crisis.
Yes.
Like, am I going to have kids? And
okay, so you had no babies at this time? Okay.
Nope. And I was like, well, if I'm going to go back to school, I should
Now's the time.
Now before I have kids. So, 30 was a big
year for you.
Yeah.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am not quite 30, but I'm close. But I have heard multiple times from multiple different people that, and it's talked about now a lot that, turning 30 and your 30s specifically as a decade are just so much more special kind of than when you're in your 20s. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to because I'm also, I feel like on the cusp of like, my life is changing as I'm getting older.
You learn a lot in your 20s. You grow a lot.
Yeah.
You make mistakes.
Totally.
And, 30s get a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, thank God.
I hear 40s is good too.
I've heard that too. Yeah. It just keeps getting sweeter and sweeter. Okay. So you and the best friend decide you're going to do this. What does that schooling look like?
So we went to Florida Southern College. It's in Lakeland. At the time I lived in Claremont. So it was like 50 minutes away. Not a terrible drive. So we went to school together, graduated together, and we graduated in 2020.
Oh, yes. Every time I hear that sentence, graduated in 2020, I'm like, oh, bless you. Yes.
Yeah. So 2020 was crazy, obviously for everybody, especially for my family. Obviously there's a lot of loss with COVID.
Yeah.
Me personally, we didn't have anybody like sick or ill.
Sure.
But my husband ended up losing his business.
Sure.
I was graduating from school.
Right.
I was newly pregnant.
Yes.
So all these scary things.
So you're extremely stressed out
at once. Yes. So, but it was fine. God blessed us. We got through it, and it's all turned out for the best.
So stressful though. I can only imagine when this is all happening in March of 2020 or is this all happening in
I got
October?
Pregnant in March of 2020.
Oh my gosh.
We had been trying. Everyone calls him a COVID baby, but we were trying.
Yeah.
I didn't graduate until August 2020.
Okay.
So it's a little bit after COVID. So then we switched to virtual school after everything got locked down, and thankfully I was able to finish my clinicals.
Yeah,
a lot of the clinical sites were shut down also.
Totally.
So that was stressful. Graduated in 2020, and then I just took a job, whoever would hire me.
I'm sure.
And it wasn't in aesthetics. I actually did oncology and neurology for about 6 months, just to kind of
work
bills and get some experience.
Right. Did you like doing those things?
I was blessed to have a job, and I did feel like I was, definitely helping people.
Sure.
But it wasn't what I set out to do when I decided to go back to school. So I was still applying for jobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
In med spas.
Did you find a med spa eventually, or what did that look like?
I did. Yeah. So I was on Indeed and I was applying everywhere. When I was in school, I tried to get some med spa experience, like doing a dermatology rotation, and one of the medical providers did aesthetics on the side, so they kind of taught me some things. I went to a couple of conferences, so I tried to get a little bit on my resume, even though I hadn't officially worked. And there was a job in Orlando that took a chance and hired me. It was a startup, and they took me under their wing. And
that's good.
Kind of trained me, sent me to trainings, and I kind of learned as I went.
Yeah, that's so fun. What is some of your favorite things about that time in your life, or like that practice specifically?
Well, my best friend actually worked there too.
Oh, perfect.
So that was a lot of fun. It was in downtown Orlando. So it was like just a great community. It was actually right by the Wellburn in Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
And just all the learning, because I was just so grateful for the opportunity. It's very difficult to get into this field.
It kind of is, huh?
It really is.
And I'm not sure why. Like, I don't know. Like, people say, oh, it's just so saturated in there. But I have this conversation all the time of like, people want to work, but then like, it's tricky. Like, I'm not sure why.
Everyone wants you to have experience, right?
Sure.
Because it is difficult to train, and it's a lot of money for training somebody too. So I think they just want people with experience.
Yeah,
that's hard to get if no one gives you a chance. So I was very grateful for that opportunity. And
you had your baby before you started this job?
It was, so I had the baby in December 2020, and I started the next year sometime in 2021.
Yeah. What did that look like for you, managing now a small baby at home and then this new job that's also like kind of stressful?
It was pretty stressful, but you just grind. Like, he was in daycare, so at the time, he's not in daycare anymore, but I would drop him off at like 8 in the morning and come home at 5, and it was really hard, but it's kind of planted the seed for the future. Yeah. So I'm glad I did it in the long run. Yeah.
What advice do you have for moms that are in a similar position?
Just ask for help.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Right now, my mother-in-law helps with both of my kids.
Yeah.
And so if you have the family, like, just sometimes all they're asking is for you to ask them for help.
Sure.
You know, they might be waiting around for you to ask. So ask for help. Have a strong community of friends if you don't have family.
Yeah.
And just do it for your kids.
Yeah, totally.
For their future and for your future.
Totally.
Yeah.
So then this is 2021. You work at this med spa for how long?
About 6 months. Okay. 6 to 8 months.
And then you decide you want to kind of be on your own?
I worked at another med spa after that.
Okay.
This med spa was established already and had good clientele.
Sure.
There was other nurse practitioners there as well to kind of learn from and grow. And I was there for about a year.
Nice.
And that's where I kind of gained more skills and honed my skills.
Sure.
Because the schedule was busier than the startup was. And
can you kind of go into like what exactly your day-to-day kind of looks like? Because if someone's listening to this and maybe they are not familiar of what your licensure kind of covers, can you kind of share on like a daily what services you can offer and what kind of like the dream schedule kind of looks like, or like options for what that might look like?
Yeah. So as a nurse practitioner in the state of Florida, you can do all injectables. In the state of Florida, it has to be a physician, dentist can do it as well, physician's assistant, or nurse practitioners. Some states allow RNs, but Florida is not one of those states. And so, we do Botox and fillers. It's like my bread and butter.
Yeah.
I do that all day long.
Yeah.
Nurse practitioners can also operate lasers. So I have like a CO2 laser that I just got training on.
Yeah, Kate just told me about it. Yeah.
I have laser hair removal and another low downtime type of laser that helps with pigment and skin rejuvenation. Microneedling is another big service. I know you guys do that here. Skincare, of course. Another big one is like PRP, hair restoration. You can do that underneath the eyes and things like that. So a lot of things that you can do in this field. It doesn't always have to just be Botox. I have a lot of people who are against the injectables.
Sure.
Then you have your lasers, you have good skincare, things like that.
Right. So, and I think that is kind of not a misconception necessarily, but I do feel like people think that all there's like a place to get facials and then a place to get Botox. But there are often a lot of steps like in between that. Facial can be your entry point and Botox can maybe be your exit point, but there's so many services. There's so many machines. There's so many procedures. And it's honestly just fun to talk about all the differences and what might work for you. And everyone is so different and everyone's face is different. And it's just important to educate. I mean, I always say we're not salespeople, we are educators. All we're doing all day is educating our guests, right? Like, this is what's going to work for you. This maybe won't work for you.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially in your world when the stakes are a bit higher, you know, having that education is so important.
Yeah, for sure. And you said like you're exactly right when you said what will work for you and what won't work for you. I'm huge on that. When I do a consultation and someone has these expectations and I cannot deliver that, like that's huge for me. I'm like, no, what you need is surgery, or what you need is a chemical peel. Like I don't do those things, but that's what's best for you. Absolutely. And I really found that as long as you're honest with them about your limitations and what you can do, people really respect that.
Absolutely.
And it builds a lot of trust.
Absolutely. And that is, you know, trust, you hit the nail on the head. That is all of our job, right? Is that piece of connection and trust and not wanting to exploit them. Because it could be so easy for you to say, yeah, we're going to add 6 units here and 40 units here and take them for all they're worth. But then what does that say about you, right? And there is so much intention and honestly just ethics that come in this industry to be so honest and say, you know, I understand you have this photo of Kim K and you want to look like her. Let me tell you, you know, a little bit between your forehead isn't going to do that for you, right?
Yeah, I get that all the time. You know
I'm sure.
Like, I want to look like her. I'm like, that's a filter.
Yes. And she's had a facelift and her hair is pulled back. And there's so much more that comes to it. And I think that is where, you know, just having these open and honest conversations is so important. And I'd way rather make the guests come back a couple times and have multiple conversations and consults and things like that and try other things before we just bite the bullet and do something crazy right off the bat. Yeah. And it not meet the expectations. You don't ever want to overpromise and underdeliver.
Exactly.
Ever.
Yeah.
Especially in this industry.
We do the opposite.
Ever. Absolutely. Baby steps, for sure.
Underpromise and overdeliver.
Yes, yes. Caitlin had told me, because I know that you guys chat, you know, on Instagram about this rule that you kind of have, which I thought was genius, about how you like to keep the units within their age range. I had not heard that before. But like if they're in their 20s, around 20 units, 30s, 30, tell me about that, or where has that came from? Because that was the first time I'd ever heard that. And I've been getting Botox for years, just preventative, come for me, I don't care. But there is something to like that sentiment, like where did that come from? And I like that approach a lot. Like where did that come from for you?
I think just experience, honestly. Like it's not in the books. It's not in any training. Probably people are going to come after me for not doing like 65 units in the upper face, which is fine. My motto is like, come to me for the first time, or if you've never gotten Botox, coming to me. I would rather be conservative and add more than do too much.
Absolutely.
And you hate it for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Because it kicks in 2 weeks. So when you leave my chair, like we don't know the final result, right? So in 2 weeks, I'd rather you come back and say, you know what? I think I want a little bit more.
Yeah.
Almost everyone that walks in my door wants it to be natural. They want it to be not noticeable. Right. So when you have a frozen forehead and nothing's moving, nobody really wants that anymore. That's like an old look. Absolutely. So, So going back to your original question, I've just found, like, I have girls in their 20s, and they usually do about 20 to 26 units in, like, here, in the forehead, and around the eyes. It's like baby Botox, right? And then I found in their 30s, they're using between 30 and 39, and then 40 and so on. And we're just talking about, like, the FDA approved this area. Now, when you start getting, like, masseters, lower face, like, I just did mine. I do 79 units in my entire face. So, but that's like...
You do your own?
Yeah.
Girl, that is crazy.
No, that's the only thing I do on my own.
Sure.
I could probably do microneedling. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
I stand in the mirror and I mark myself out and I do my own Botox. But I have friends that do filler and lasers and stuff like that for me because that's a little more dangerous.
Yeah. Right. No, I love that. That was genius. And I've thought about that a lot since she said, showed me that a couple weeks ago. I've thought about that a lot and thought about how it's just such a appropriate approach, right? Mm-hmm. And I do think that is something that comes with just experience. And we talk to the girls all the time about, developing your own professional opinion and how important that is and how relying on your own experience is so crucial and so important. And, I like that. That's good. That's good. I'm keeping that in the brain. Yeah, no.
And it's work. And it's not a hard and fast rule. There are plenty of people who need more. It's all on your anatomy. I'm not just going to say, if you're 30, you get 30 minutes.
Right.
If you have a lot going on, then I'm going to say you need more. And most people just trust me. And they usually don't have to come back for that touch up. They're usually happy in 3 months.
Absolutely. They just don't want the lines. They don't want their makeup to settle. As long as that is averted.
Exactly.
Who cares? Yeah. Okay. So when do you decide to open your own biz and tell me, are you okay? Girl, I know it's hard.
Yeah. So it was a huge decision, right? Because there's a lot
that goes hard
into it. Mm-hmm. So at the time I was at that second med spa that I mentioned, I was living in Apopka at the time. And then we made the decision to move back to Oviedo. And
I don't even know where Apopka is.
Yeah. It's northwest.
Okay.
At the time, I was working all the way in Winter Garden.
Oh, far.
I used to live in Claremont, so I've moved around a few. So from Oviedo to Winter Garden, that's a 50-minute drive, right? I'm also trying to get pregnant with my second baby at this time, so I'm there's a lot, weighing on this,
right?
So I was you know what? If I'm moving, do I really want to start another job,
right?
And, start over, or do I just do it all, do it to it and start my own business. Right. And so, I talked to my husband, we prayed about it and we're I think this is the time.
Yeah.
We had some investments that we were able to use to start the business without any loans. And I started in a small salon loft building, just one room. That's all I needed. One chair.
Right.
And I started with just Botox, fillers, and microneedling. Those are my 3 services that I offered, and then skincare.
Yeah.
And I always tell people if you want to do it, just do it. If you have the means, do it, because you'll never regret working for yourself.
Yeah.
Having that freedom, especially now, being a mom, having that flexibility, it's huge.
It's so special, and it's so hard, but it's so rewarding. And I think that's something that, there are 2 different people in this world. There's people who can be business owners and work for themselves and people who cannot, right? Yeah. And I think being really honest with yourself about where you fall into that is so important. And understanding, it's so easily glamorized. I want to be an entrepreneur. Girl,
for sure.
It is so hard.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that, being here and in my role, I have people like Jenna and Ryan that us 3 can always just chat about and be honest and I can't imagine doing it by myself. Mm-hmm. I cannot imagine, because it's hard.
Yeah.
And every day is a problem, and it's always just problem solving and being quick, and not everyone is set up for that.
Yes. It's funny you say that, because now that I work for myself, I look back on every other job that I've had, and I was a terrible employee.
I kind of think we're all like that.
I worked at Chick-fil-A when I was a teen, and I remember arguing with the manager. It was busy lunch. We were packing all the bags, and he was going to go to the gym. I'm are you kidding me? We're busy.
Yeah,
and
right.
I need to work for myself.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Too many opinions about how things should be run.
I totally get that. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of funny now, but I have a lot of help. Even though it's just me, in the building and doing the services, my husband is huge.
Good. I was going to ask if he was a partner or what that looked like.
Yeah. So he's an entrepreneur himself. He has several businesses. And so he does a lot of like the marketing. Like he talks to my website guy, my marketing guy. When we first started, he hit the pavement and was like handing out flyers, going door to door.
What a gem.
He doesn't answer the phone calls, like any like customer relation things, like phone calls, text follow-ups, emails. I do all of that, right? Because I know what's kind of happening.
Yeah.
And
he probably can't tell you the difference between some of these
he's
services.
trying to learn,
sure.
He tries his best,
yeah.
But, he's huge behind the scenes and helping, and just like the day to day, like running the reports, and this is how the business is doing.
Yeah.
Okay, we can invest in this type of thing. So it's not just me. I like to say like I'm the talent.
Yeah,
and
that's what I say. No, I say that about this podcast. I always say, Ryan, I'm like, I'm the talent. I don't have time for this. And he's always making fun of me. That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm the talent and the face behind the business. And then, there's people behind the scenes as well. So
good. You have a whole little team.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you'll ever want to have employees?
If you ask my husband, yes. It's going to be hard for me to let go of the control. For sure.
I so get
I
that.
think the first employee I would hire would be...
Yeah, where are you lacking the most? Where do you need the most help?
I would say I would love someone to run the laser hair removal machine for me, because people can run that without being a nurse practitioner.
Sure.
They just have to have a license.
Some sort of licensure.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I would love to rent out another room and have somebody run that for me. That way I can focus more on the injectables and still be having something on the side running.
Are you in a suite still? Like a bigger suite?
I'm in a double, so it's about the size of this room.
Nice.
Maybe a little bit wider, but
sure.
It's a double and it has a window now. Because before I was in a little cave. So it's big enough still just for me, and now I have the 3 lasers, so we needed a bigger space. So eventually, we're hopefully going to grow out of that and be like a storefront. And then I'd like to hire an esthetician too at some point too, because I get that a lot. Like, you do facials? I'm
sure you do.
No, but I can recommend some.
Right.
But that would really complete the team to have somebody offering like the facial services.
Yeah.
For sure.
So was that kind of what's next as far as the biz, like growth, or are you wanting to wait a couple years, or what does your timeline kind of look like?
I was hoping to have the laser hair kind of take off and hire someone this year. Like that was the goal. Yeah. We're halfway through. We're not there yet.
Plenty of time, girl.
Yeah.
And it's
There's
summertime.
Actually no other room inside Salon Lofts I could even rent out right now. So that's a problem I can't even explore right now. But that would be the first goal, is to do that, and then hire an esthetician. I'm only in my room on Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, and some Saturdays. I really just work kind of part-time.
Sure.
So Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays, my room is just sitting there.
Open,
so I could even like hire someone just for those 3 days so
Yeah.
that the room's fully in use. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. I am sure it will not be hard. I think a lot of girls are really drawn towards that type of like mentorship, especially, you know, if you want to find someone who was kind of like you when you were new, right? Like you want to give someone a chance too.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that is so special. You know, I think about the same. I've been licensed for way longer than all the girls here, right? And there's something really special about being able to teach them things, or like create that connection, or talk about even things that, you know, we've been doing for so long that they might not even think to ask or what. Like, it's just so fun. I love education. I'm really passionate about education. And I could definitely see you in a role like that. Like, that definitely seems like your jam.
I have a lot of experience in training nurses.
Yeah.
When I was in the hospital, I was always precepting is what they call it. Brand new, like baby nurses out of school, or just new hires. Yeah. That's actually how I met my best friend.
That's fun.
I was her preceptor. So.
Oh yeah.
I laughed because I was having a really bad day, and I was like, I don't have time for this. She was like, I'll pray for you. I'm like, you're sweet.
Like, we're going to be best friends. You don't even know yet.
I know. Fast forward 11 years, here we are. So
yeah.
I definitely enjoy teaching. I do miss that because working for myself, like I don't have that piece right now.
Yeah.
You know, I do have a community of like estheticians, and like we were saying, like we still have a community, but day to day I am by myself.
Totally. Yeah. I'm sure too. I'm sure there are days where you're like, man, I miss like the banter or the like chatting it up or whatever. Yeah.
And everyone's so busy, even though like there's there's businesses all around me, mostly hairdressers where
Sure.
I'm at, and they're always so busy. I'm like, anybody have time to chat?
Yeah. Who wants to go get a coffee? Yes.
I'll just come down here.
Yeah. No, please do. I'm always available. Girl, one thing about me, I'm trying to chat. Okay. Yeah. I'm always available. Okay. So let's talk about your going back to like baby life, mom life, wife life. How did you and your husband meet?
Okay. So
I want to know.
We met through a mutual friend.
Okay.
I was a nurse at the hospital at the time, and she, this other nurse invited me to a ballroom dance class.
Oh.
And I was like, sure. I used to dance growing up, but I've never done ballroom, but what the heck? Like,
right.
I'm not doing anything tonight. And so we went there. It was at this place in Leesburg, which is like north of Claremont, where I lived at the time. And I remember saying to Amy, I was like, you didn't say how like tall and cute he was. And then like he asked her for my number and stuff. And I was like, girl, I'm not interested. I had just come out of a relationship.
Sure.
And I was like, no thanks. So he was very persistent in calling, and
he was obsessed with you.
He was obsessed with me. He was like, okay, well, we don't have to date, but we can just be,
I just want to spend time with you.
Yeah, we can just be dance partners. Like, will you just dance with me? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Fine, I guess.
So yeah, we started off as dance partners. Like, we got training together, and we had
it's kind of intimate.
And yeah, and then
so close.
the long hours and the closeness, and kind of took
And that's
off
how you fell in love.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how long were you married before you had baby number one?
So we met in 2014. We got married in 2016, and then first baby was 2020.
Yes,
because I wasn't sure if I wanted to have kids even before I turned 30.
Okay, can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Because I'm also not sure if I want to have babies.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a big decision. Okay, I'm almost 28. In a couple weeks, I'll be 28.
Yeah.
Also married for almost 3 years. Is it something that when you turn 30, you just like wake up and you're like, I'm ready? Or is it something that you do it because like, you know, eventually you will be so happy to? Like, I feel an immense amount of pressure because all of my girlfriends have babies.
Yeah.
I am the only one now who doesn't or is not pregnant. And help a sister out. What does that look like?
I know. I wish I had like a clear-cut answer when I bet you I probably like dreamt about it, like or prayed about it, and like God answered me. So, but I don't really remember. But definitely 30, I know that was that was like a turning point for me where I was like, what am I doing? Am I going to have kids? And then the answer was yes. So then I was like, okay, if it's yes, then we're going to school and we're going to do this and I'm going to have my own business. I like journaled and like almost prophesized basically my life. Because I was like, okay, in 2 years, I'm going to open my business, And I didn't know for sure it was going to happen, but like, here we are. So.
Right. Isn't that so special to look back on? And I think about this actually all the time, and this can make me like a little emo, but I think about this, the problems that you have and the challenges you have are things that you once prayed for and the things that you once wanted so bad.
Yeah.
I think about when I was younger, all I wanted to do was be successful and own a business and look good doing it and feel good and be healthy and all of these things. And then there's days when I'm drowning. Yeah. I'm like, but this is what I wanted. And like, I need to be grateful. And it's all about your mindset. And that's hard sometimes to remember that this is what you asked for, right? Like, and it's not always going to be perfect and amazing and shiny, but this is what you asked for. Yeah. And that's hard.
For baby number 2, we tried for so long. She's 1 now, but we tried for like 1.5 years to get pregnant with her. And I remember journaling again, like it was actually a year before I opened almost to the day, a year before I opened my business, where we were trying. And I was like, I just have this dream of me, you know, having these 2 babies, and I wanted a girl. And I did have a girl. And actually the month that I opened my business, I got pregnant.
No way. Oh my gosh.
And, so I was like, okay, well now we have to make this work because like I'm getting everything that
everything I wanted. Yeah.
All at the same time.
Like I'm grateful for the pressure, but it is pressure.
So I was like, okay, we got 9 months to grind.
Yes.
And really get this business taking off so that like I can provide for my family.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it was huge.
What did both of your pregnancies and birth and postpartum kind of experiences look like?
Well, I got pregnant really easily with my son. Like I said, we had tried for just a few months and I got pregnant. Easy pregnancy. I loved being pregnant.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
And then I did have a C-section with my son. He was a big baby.
Yeah.
He's 9 pounds.
You're pretty tall though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband's 6'6". So
6'6".
Yeah.
Oh, girl. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's huge.
How tall are you?
Huge kids. I'm 5'10".
Yeah. Okay. You guys are both extremely tall. Yeah.
So yeah, pretty easy pregnancy, delivery. And then, for my daughter, we started when my son was like a year and a half old. We wanted to have them pretty close together, and wasn't getting pregnant. And we found out I had, like, the way my C-section scar healed, I had some like inflammatory fluid that was like prohibiting, things.
No way.
And I ended up having to do IVF.
Okay, wait, two things. First, I had no idea that could happen.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I didn't know either.
I've never heard that. That's crazy.
And there was no sign. Like, I didn't feel anything.
You weren't like permanently bloated?
No.
Yeah, no.
I didn't have like anything like weird.
Sure, yeah.
Happening. It was just all internal. And the doctor did like an ultrasound and just like, there's fluid in there. No wonder you can't get pregnant.
Sure. Yeah, the fluid's blocking any sort of traveling.
Yeah, and it was like inflammatory, so it wasn't like a good environment to get pregnant. So I ended up doing IVF actually with a doctor here in Lake Mary, though at the time I think I was in or popped out as far. It was like right down the street.
Oh, wow.
And so we did that for about a year. And did 3 rounds of IVF. Yeah.
Wow.
And finally on the 3rd round, we have Presley.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a miracle. That I didn't know that. I actually think I did know that you did IVF, but I don't think I knew that it was such a strenuous process. That props to you.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I actually met Jenna, the owner of The Rose, when I was kind of handing out cards. I popped in and we just hit it off right away.
Yeah.
And she was explaining to me,
struggles. Similar situation.
And, I was like, well, I just did IVF and, I was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
And, I'm so happy she has her baby
now.
So,
yes.
Yeah, it's tough. And I did it in silence. Like, I didn't tell a whole lot of people that I was doing it, just in case I don't know, there's like a stigma if it doesn't work out. And I share it now that it's over. But she's definitely my miracle.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. When you did your transfers, did you share that ever? Or was it just you and your husband that knew?
Just with family.
Like immediate family.
Yeah, immediate family.
Yeah.
My best friend.
Yeah, it's so tricky. So yeah, similar, watching Jenna go through this and Ryan, this last year, man, whether it's the shots or whether it's just the medication or really altering her body, hers was less than a year. It was 4 months maybe, because they only ended up doing just the one, and it worked out, right? But a year that's a long time. Mm-hmm. How did you find the strength to keep going after round?
Yeah, so I tried everything. Like, I was pleading with God and fasting and all the prayers, all the journaling, devotionals and stuff like that. And I was trying to be in control. Right. And finally on that 3rd round, I was like, you know what? I am done. Like, trying to control the situation. Yeah. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And I feel like trying to control it was stressing my body out more than it already was. So I think that was a huge shift in my mindset. Yeah. And I just gave it to God. I'm like, you know what? If it's in your will, then it'll happen.
Did you feel like that 3rd one, if it's not happening, we're done? Or were you prepared to do more?
No, that was it. Because it's very expensive.
I was going to say, girl, 3 times is expensive. I know.
Yeah. So God bless my husband. He ended up getting a job. Again, he owns his own businesses, so he's flexible with his schedule. Sure. He got a job at Tractor Supply, working 6 a.m., unloading their trucks 2 or 3 mornings a week, and they paid for fertility benefits.
Oh, wow.
I tell everyone about it.
Yeah,
After 30 days of working there, you get full benefits.
Oh, what a this man is an angel.
Yes, I love you.
Yes, we love you.
Yeah, so he would do that in the morning, like 2 or 3 mornings a week, and
Wow.
then go and do his normal job during
Wow.
the day. And we got fertility covered.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. Do they still offer that?
They still do.
Sure.
Yeah. I think they changed it for the fertility benefits, you have to work there a year now.
Sure.
His was only 30 days, and then immediately, as soon as I had the baby, we're like,
Yeah. Sorry.
so
Yeah.
she's our little Tractor Supply baby.
Yeah, I love that though. That's so cute.
So, yeah.
You have to give her like a tractor birthday party one year, or like a corn on the cob birthday. That's fun.
Birthday,
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay, so no more babies.
No, we're done.
Yeah, no.
Sure, we're
Yeah.
done. Yeah, I have my boy and girl.
Sure.
And it's perfect.
Life
We're
is
3
good.
years apart.
Yeah.
And, it was a lot.
Oh my god. So you think 0 to 1? I always hear, what's harder, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, or like 2 to 3? You think 1 to 2 is harder?
I think 1 to 2 is harder. I don't dare to have 3, but my friends that have 3, it's chaos.
Yeah. Well, then you don't have any more hands. That's always how I think.
Right.
Then they outnumber you.
Exactly.
And then they can scheme against you.
Usually the older one will kind of like rein in the other
Sure.
2, I see. But yeah, it's just chaos.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I'm good.
I was a very patient mother of 1, and definitely adding 2, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, just different personalities. The toddler needs you. The baby's crying. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Two's good.
Yeah. What advice do you have for mamas in a similar position who are going through IVF?
Oh, gosh. I don't know, you're going to get through it.
Yeah.
You're going to get through it. It is hard. The hormones, the shots, the night sweats, all the lab draws, things like that. It's so worth it in the end. Like, I don't remember any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't. It's all blur. It was tough while I was through it, but once you hold your baby, like,
It doesn't even matter.
it all melts away.
Yeah.
And sometimes I look at her and I'm like, I sometimes forget what a miracle you are. Like,
Absolutely.
I literally
That gives me chills.
Yeah, I literally, like, because you don't get to see this in normal conception. Like,
Right.
I saw her as a tiny embryo.
Speck. Yeah.
Like a little speck. You
Yes.
get to watch it on the screen.
Yes.
I'm like, there she is.
Yeah.
I actually have a picture of her embryo framed in her room, in her
Oh,
nursery.
that's so sweet.
So it'll be a fun
I have one
story
of
to tell her later.
Jenna's baby Zara. I also have Zara's little embryo dot in my office on my desk because I also like to look at it.
Yeah, and just, be patient. It's going to happen if it's meant to happen, and if it doesn't, there's adoption, there's fostering, there's so
Absolutely.
many great ways to be a mom. It doesn't always have to be, your genetics.
Right.
Like, there's so many kids that need a good home.
Did you guys think about adoption?
We hadn't gotten to that step yet.
Sure.
We probably would have considered it down the road had I not got pregnant.
Sure.
I actually have, from that last round, I had 5 embryos.
Okay.
And Presley, my girl, she was the first of that.
Oh, wow.
batch. So I could have transferred more.
Sure.
And they're still there.
Yeah, on ice. You're paying for rent.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
I just
totally.
don't want to get rid of them, even though I know
like,
I'm
what do you
done.
do with them?
I want to donate them.
Yeah, right? Like, they're like done.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough decision.
It's a heavy
so.
call. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So as far as being able to balance it all, wife life, mom life, entrepreneur, boss life, how are you juggling all of that, but also taking care of yourself? Walk me through moments, or you're like, maybe you don't at all. Are there moments in time that you're like, yeah, I make myself take a shower every day, or I get a massage, or I get my nails done? Like, what are those, what does that look like for you?
I try to do something self-care every week. I definitely always go to the gym on Mondays. That's like I have to.
Yeah. Are you lifting weights? You going to Pilates? What are you doing?
I do Zumba, actually.
Ooh.
My little dance background.
That's fun.
So I love Zumba. On Tuesdays is another day off of mine. I try to do a body pump, like lifting weights, things like that. And just like running around and running a business is a lot of calories burned, running after kids and things like that. I try to get my nails done. Sometimes I do them at home. Like my own
look
little
great.
manicures.
Yeah.
And then I try to do treatments on myself. I'm really bad at it.
Yeah.
Because usually it's like I want to go home when I'm done.
Yeah.
And
you want to see
if I have a break, I want to sit down.
Yeah.
So I need to be better at that for sure. Booking the appointments. Right. I'm going to get a pedicure tonight though.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you deserve it, queen. You should get one. Yes. What advice do you have for someone who is maybe feeling a little overwhelmed in feeling like everyone needs them all the time and not spreading yourself so thin?
Yeah, that's really hard. I think in this season of life, I just don't sleep as much as I should, honestly.
Sure.
Like I try to go to bed around 10 and wake up around like 6. I try to have like that little bit of time in the morning before the day starts.
And you're just
to
smacked.
Myself. Yeah, because they usually wake up around like between 7 and 8. So if I wake up just an hour early, I can have my coffee, my me time, do a load of laundry if I need
Scroll
to.
on your phone, God forbid.
Devotional, like whatever that looks like for you, your self-care. I try to carve it in the morning. If you wait to the end of the day, you're going to be tired. Yeah. You're not going to get to it. You're going to put yourself last. So I know it's hard, but it is important.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have any advice for someone who is ready to make the leap and they want to have their own suite and they are ready to do their own thing?
Yeah, I would say definitely have a community you can rely on, because when you're there by yourself, like if an emergency happens, things happen. That's scary when you're on your own. So definitely have community, have the education behind you. You definitely don't want to be right out of school, starting your own business. Make sure financially you can do it. I was not able to pay myself for the first year, so that's a huge
let's
thing.
Normalize that, okay? Yeah. That's very, very normal. Yeah. Every penny you make, you're putting back into your business, and that is just a part of it. And again, that goes back to everyone thinking this world is so glamorous, and that's just simply not true, right? Like there's 3 to 5 years, I would say, on average, before, a lot of owners start making like a ton of money, right? Sure. And even if you lost 3 years, like 3 years is a long time of grinding. Yeah. But sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah. I would say exactly 3 to 5 years is the norm. So, when I say a year, that was, by God's grace, and I was able to, buy some lasers, which brings in revenue.
Sure.
A lot of the injectable world, it's very expensive. So I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, $12 a unit for Botox. It's expensive for us.
Totally.
Okay? Like, we do not make money off of Botox.
Even microneedling, like the tips are $100 a piece. Yeah. It's like crazy. Yeah.
By the time you're paying your marketing, your rent, this and that, you're not making anything.
No,
really.
You might make $12 when it's over. Like it's crazy.
So that's another thing. Like it looks like glitz and glamour. And oh my gosh, I want to be so rich because a syringe of filler is $800. No,
girl, no. Right.
So just plan financially for sure. Like you're not going to be rich off of this.
Right.
I'm still not rich off of this. Like I'm able to pay myself. But that's, and that's not what I got into it for.
Absolutely.
At all. I got in it to help people and to have the freedom, like to own my own business, obviously to have the freedom of my schedule, especially being a mom. But the money comes when you do the right thing by people. I'm not 100% worried about the money at all. I know it's going to come.
You are so right for that. I talk about this all the time. The money will come. It always comes back. And it's all about your mindset. And if you're doing the right thing and you're making the right decisions and you're treating people properly and you uphold an honest and good reputation, it will come to you. When you start stressing over every penny and trying to squeeze everything out of people, that's when you get into trouble. Yeah. I say that all the time. It will come. It will come. You just have to trust that you're doing the right thing. And that is breeding longevity.
Right.
And that is what matters, right? Because if you make a lot of money for 1 year and then you're never busy ever again, that's not what you want. It's much, much, much better to take the time, grow that relationship, grow that bond, and play the long game.
Exactly. I mean, that's why we bond, right? And that's why we get along so well, because we have the same ethics when we run our businesses. I'm truly invested in everyone that comes in. Like I get to know their kids' names and what school they go to and what their husband does for work and things like that. And that builds trust, and then they refer, and then those people refer. And it's just like a snowball. If you're just in there to be like money hungry and grabbing money, like they may spend one time, they're never coming back.
Never.
You know?
Yep.
And that's another thing too, is like, I don't oftentimes offer discounts and things like that, because I feel like those people are just looking for the deal.
Yes.
And I want people who are invested in their skincare and their skin and their health and things like that. And so, you know, my prices are fair, but they're not like Groupon prices.
Sure.
Right? So that's another thing too, is like, know your worth and know your value and your education, and stand by your results.
Absolutely.
And, you know, people see the difference.
Yeah.
And I love my clients, and every referral and review I'm so grateful for, because that's what built my business.
Absolutely.
I had 0 clients when I started.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is a testament to when you do the right thing, and when you treat this industry, you know, as it should be, right? Like, you really just get to experience all of the fruit and the beautiful parts of this industry, right? And like, that just is so not always the case, right? And it's such a bummer, because you get to see so many other, not to like talk down, but like other businesses or other people in this industry, and you don't always see that, and they weed themselves out, right? They are the reason that you can just tell, like, you can just tell by whatever, that they're not going to last, and they weed themselves out. And, you know, this industry just has so much to offer if you like take it seriously. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, well, do you have any other last advice, or any other words of wisdom, or any big lessons you want to share? Any, you know, nuggets that you want to give the listeners before we depart?
I would just say be true to yourself. If we're talking about like business, obviously be ethical, build trust. If it's like mom life, just give everything you can at work, and then leave work at home, because those kids are only so young for so long.
Yes.
And it is a difficult balance. Like, I have 2 separate phones for that reason. Because
good for you.
Like, okay, this is my personal phone. I keep this on me always. Mm-hmm. My business phone, they know, my clients know I'm a mom, and I may not respond right away. Yeah. So I try to keep that separation.
Good for you.
At least while they're so young.
Yeah.
When they're in school and stuff, it might be different, because they'll be a way longer part.
They have their own kind of life.
Yeah, I know. Pretty soon they won't even want to talk to me. So right now it's like just a season of, you know, be present for your kids, and then, you know, be present for your clients when you're there.
Absolutely.
And it's a good balance. So.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here and for joining and for chatting it up. Okay, so if people want to book with you, if people want to follow you, plug yourself, tell everyone where they can find you, tell everyone where you can book.
Okay,
tell us.
Sure. So I'm on Instagram. It's renewme.medspa. It's RENU. I'm sure it'll be like down at the bottom.
It will.
RENU me.medspa. That's the easiest way. You can DM me. My phone number is on there. My website link is on there. My phone number is 407-697-9057. Text is best if I'm with clients. I can usually text between clients, or even during a service. And then again, I have small kids, so text is always best. It's an iPhone. You can send me pictures if you want. Yes. And then I have a website as too. It's on my Instagram, but it's www.renewmemed.com.
Perfect.
And I'm on International Parkway in Lake Mary, kind of Heathrow area. And
you are so close.
Yeah,
so close.
I'm by appointment only. Also, that's important to like. Don't
make
roll
that appointment.
Up. So I may not be there. Yes. And so you have to have an appointment to see me.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here and for chatting it up. Mm-hmm. I love Girl Talk, and I really want to get together like a quarterly women in business like play date.
Yeah.
And I would love to have you, be there. I think, I said this again earlier, and I'll end it and say the same thing, but there's something so special about community and people who are like-minded doing similar things in their own kind of lane. And, we want nothing more than to just watch everyone succeed. And it's so cool to hear a story. And I'm excited for this year for you. And I hope that you, get everything that you want.
Thank you.
Of course. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode and for watching this week. We will see you next time. Bye.